My latest DIY, a tabletop grow light station. This online one was my inspiration, but way too expensive, so I made my own. I used a miter saw to make my cuts, but if you get your wood from an orange or blue store, they will make the cuts for you. Just make sure to have your cut list with you. I chose to use pine project boards because I knew I would be staining these and they would be inside. Pressure treated was not necessary. I put my cut list for the dimensions I chose in the caption. Because my own preference was to not see any of the screws or hardware holding this contraption together, I am using a Kreg Jig to make pocket holes on the insides of my boards. And if you're not familiar with a Kreg Jig, this is one of my absolute favorite tools. They don't seem to sell the type of Kreg Jig that I have anymore, so I have linked the newest model in the caption below, which my husband also just purchased for himself because I guess we need two. We like them that much. When you use a Kreg Jig and make pocket holes, you also need to purchase pocket hole screws. Okay, base is done. Let's move on. The key to using a Kreg Jig is you set all of the measurements on the Kreg Jig to the width of your wood. So it's really important to measure the width of your wood and set the Kreg Jig accordingly. I messed up here and set the Kreg Jig too big and my screws are going all the way through. This caused a problem, but I ended up adding some wood glue to make it more sturdy. Now it's time to build the top and then attach everything together. Now that the frame is put together, it's time to create an interior ledge on the top piece so that I can add some slats to which I will affix grow lights. I'm using lots of wood glue because wood glue makes everything better, and I'm planning on attaching these interior ledge pieces with a nail gun. I'm taking measurements before I cut each interior ledge piece just to make sure they're exactly perfect. Interior ledge is done, and now I have cut some of these slats to size, and I'm going to use, again, wood glue and the nail gun. I purchased a set of grow lights from Amazon. It's the one shown here. It's also linked in the caption. I like that this set has 4 different ways that you can attach the lights to something. It has screws, it has double-sided tape, it has zip ties, and it has magnets. I chose to use the screws. Next, I want to try and make the cord that's going to plug into the wall as inconspicuous as possible. I'm not sure what they're called, but I'm using some of those like white plastic staples with a nail in it to corral the cord. Okay, it's time to see how the lights work. Woohoo! I stained the grow station in a light honey color, and now I'm using paste finishing wax, which will make it water resistant and give it a nice sheen. The key to the paste wax is using a thin coat and then really buffing it. The reason I wanted to make this small tabletop grow station is I am not ready to get out my giant grow racks yet, but I did want a spot to do microgreens and start seeds during the winter. The lights have 3 different timer options, and this is working out fantastic.